As far as, you know how when we were building in Coalwood, I was taking you through Minotaur of Coalwood, and I said they're basically, all Minotaur are basically like autistic savants.
Mm-hmm.
They all have a base understanding of mazes, but some are exceptionally good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
In a similar fashion, Harengon are all pretty much inherently selfish and are out for themselves. But there are exceptions. There are always exceptions to the rule. Y'all actually... I want to tell you so much.
On Brigand's Tollway... Okay, so let's jump into Harengon's then. So, and then Brigand's Tollway is the center of where all these Harengon reside?
Yes, that's their home base. That's their... what do they call it? The home front?
It looks to me, looking at the map, that the Harengon then controlled the largest territory in Hither.
They do. One thing I can... Do you know what the Harengon were doing? Was that revealed?
Not
like
really.
What their general purpose was?
No, I mean, it was revealed
that
Lorna ensnared Agden and then basically tricked him into a deal where he robs everybody and then gives her the best shit.
That's what you need to know. That's what you need to know. So you're right. It is a huge portion of the population. That's exactly what Beth Lorna needed. She needed a huge portion of the population to be working for her. To get her the things that she wants.
Yes. You know what might be cool? It is a one-shot of the Harengon before Prince Agden died.
Oh, well, he's still around?
To sort of establish, from the perspective of Harengon, what the relationship with Beth Lorna is. Like, I can imagine a scene where, like, one of Beth Lorna's messengers walks in, you know, and a hush falls over the room or something like that. Or maybe Beth Lorna herself, or who knows what. And there's still the question of where old Bruno and his gang came from.
Yes, y'all never really explored Bruno because, well, he fled. There was a battle and he fled.
The Slanty Tower.
Do you want to look this over?
We can always revisit the Slanty Tower, too. Because even though we were there a first time and we briefed through it, we could always go back for a different reason and, like, really flesh it out.
I don't know what's there, honestly. I would have to build that.
As I recall, the Slanty Tower was Beth Lorna's library. Or not library, laboratory. Laboratory. Pretty sure that's what
I would be happy. You know...
Because I was like, wow. We're here, you know?
I'll have to go back and listen, because I don't remember that, because... Yeah, I really need to go back and listen.
So yeah, I could be mistaken, but I'm like 90% sure this was supposed to be Beth Lorna's laboratory.
The thing is, Beth Lorna's a shut-in. She doesn't leave. So whatever lab she has is in her own home. So whatever y'all found, whatever I said that was there might have been something resembling a laboratory, but it wasn't Beth Lorna's.
Well,
I just don't remember what. I don't remember
thing.
there being anything in there other than a stairwell.
There wasn't anything in there other than
There wasn't anything, but you know who
there
was?
There were two snakes.
And Sir Talavar.
There was a spy there. Who had like...
Spy?
Sir Talavar was a spy, wasn't he? For the summer court? Maybe I just thought he was a spy.
I think you just think that. Which he might be. But I don't know if it was ever stated like who he actually is, because he kind of hoodwinked y'all a little.
He did. But basically, there was someone there who had like crash landed there.
Sir Talavar.
Or at least that's what he told us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm almost positive that this was her laboratory. And something I've been thinking about too was the fact that Beth Lorna never leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So what if it was like no one ever sees her leave? And it's not just like she's turning invisible or something, but it's like she has a way to get to like certain points without ever leaving her home. So no one actually ever sees her like come out. But she has a way of visiting her sisters. I don't know. This tower here can see everything in the vicinity. It's taller even than Ptolemy Hill.
Again, like the proportions on this map are so far off because like I've told y'all this place is vast. This place is huge. So I don't know if you would be able to actually see from a distance. I'm not sure. You might be able to see like a peak way in the distance because this thing is quite huge. It's a palace.
Well,
maybe, but
we don't know who resides here, but we know it's not Bavlorna because Bavlorna resides here. Well, the Slanty Tower is the direct opposite of this. It's the farthest point on the map, with the exception of Ptolemy Hill, which moves around, so it could be anywhere. But it's pretty distant from it.
Ptolemy Hill stays still. It's I thought it was on the map. It's the roaming cabin that moves around. I thought it was around here. I thought it was on the map.
I'm just looking at the feet here.
I know. There's a lot of deceiving things about this map.
Well, anyways, strategically speaking, and even though the map proportions can be like kind of whatever, it seems to be the second biggest landmark in hither besides this strange building we've never been to.
Nor heard of. And Downfall over here has a direct path to Brigand's Tollway, which controls this. So if Bavlorna originated from here and then came here at a later point, that would mean that she controls this territory and controls this territory, which is pretty on flavor for what she's up to. And given that she has a relationship with Agden, who is right here, that development, and this could have happened like maybe when the witches first seized control back in the day, right? And that would also explain why she's here when this was canonically, if I'm remembering this correctly, if this was her laboratory, her deal with Agden at whatever point that happened could maybe have something to do with why she might have moved to Downfall a long time ago. In this scenario, her reason for having moved to Downfall, I cannot tell you because that's a big spoiler. But we could explore the idea of her having, lived in this area prior to ever moving to Downfall.
I think
before the move.
It sounds like it makes sense, and we can go back and listen to it. I'm pretty sure it's like 5, 6, 7.
I haven't listened to the early episodes.
I remember
recently.
This because I got one shot by a snake. Which is another thing. There were enchanted snakes guarding this tower.
That is true. It's episode 5.
I actually forgot to do recap y'all, but I remember quite a bit. So,
I think it is.
You were at the Witchlight Carnival.
Yeah, so the snakes say that they work with Bavlorna.
So, what did I bother you?
So we're lost.
We're quite lost, you see. We've lost a few things, we're trying to find them. You should leave. Well, there's a man stuck at the top of your tower and he needs help. He is ours. Oh, that's the walk you're talking about. Yes. And who is ours?
You hear a rustling right next to you. And that's when you see the second snake.
Oh, they're not there.
Right at the doorway, right
It's
next to
another friend. I just want to know the name of your master, that's all. We won't bother you.
Bavlorna's their master.
Right. Anyway, tell them Norma, good day. We mean
Good day.
you no harm.
We had no clue.
And as she's saying that, she's just kind of like trying to grab you guys as she's walking away.
Wait.
Flowers wilting.
I was listening.
Go up to the top of the tower, nothing in the way. You get to the top, and expect to see what's going on down there. And you look over, and you see this basket. The bottom is burnt to shit, but it's barely holding together. But in the basket, you see a dead bullywug, which is like a humanoid frog.
I forgot there was a bullywug.
In pilot's gear, and a silver bird cage that lies on its side. And inside of it is a violet fairy dragon.
What's in this room?
Yeah.
So you've reached the top of the tower. It's essentially...
It's like top of the tower. Like, you can see the skyline on top of the tower?
You can see above the fog right now. It's like being on the bridge. So the tower's pretty tall. It's basically like a watchtower. So it's an empty base and then a spiral that goes up to the top, landing, and then you have like the
Empty base.
ventilation
Spiral goes up to the top.
tower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things. And that's
All that can be right.
I guess it's a big rock tower.
yeah.
They're like books. Is there like books? Just towers?
It's like a watchtower.
Oh, it's a watchtower.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I suppose I'll look at the cage. Okay, what do you tell? I'll break in.
It's a watchtower.
Okay, I'll go up and talk to Sir. Okay.
Yeah, you said it's a watchtower.
Okay.
Which is actually so perfect because of the territory thing that we were talking about. So especially if you've got like magic vision, if you've got like the tallest tower in this land, you can actually see everything here without leaving your home because it's so tall. And for a shut-in who doesn't ever leave her home but wants to control everything, a watchtower is perfect. And yet we find her here and they tell us that she never leaves, which makes me think that if she is leaving, she's like traveling maybe between limited locations and she's doing it from within her home somehow. So she's got like maybe doorways between these 2 points.
There are magical ways to do that.
Right. I think this tower could totally be a really big deal later on if you wanted it to.
I like the idea of it being of the tower being able to see everything, but not always, depending on the amount of fog of the day. Because right now this land is under a curse. Like, y'all tried to navigate the fog, it didn't work.
Like the borders?
Yeah. Remember y'all tried to paddle through? You
Right.
just kept coming around the same side?
So she can see hither though, right?
Yeah. So I'm imagining, like, look, you see how this fog is low here and it's low here and there's low fog here and here. I imagine sometimes the fog spreads. So sometimes, some days, you can't see as much. Depends.
All the same. Ooh, idea. Wasn't there a rebellion that was hinted at?
Yes.
What if the rebellion moves with the fog? Because it's a blind spot. So like they coordinate their things around when there's like naturally occurring fog because it creates a blind spot for Babylon. Just a
That's
thought.
cool. That's very cool.
Especially if it's like sort of randomly drifting through the land.
That means they have to move at random.
But
Which means they're good at not plotting. What do you call it? Tactical plotting? What do you call that?
strategizing?
Yeah, they're good at strategizing on the fly.
I mean, you kind of have to be if you're up against like a super powerful witch.
And also if you're using the whim of the weather for cover, you know? But do you remember who the rebellion was?
Not at all.
Do you remember where you were when you heard about it?
Sue, I think, told me about it. The first time we encountered Sue and we...
I don't think it was Sue. I think you heard... I'll tell you this. You heard about it in Downfall. That's where you first heard about it.
In Downfall, we first heard about the rebellion against Babylorna? We only knew that charms things could help us against the witches, but I can't remember who pointed us to charm.
I I think
It was Sue. Sue pointed us
it
to
was
Charm.
a lot of people that pointed you to Charm. A lot of people kept pointing you in the direction of Charm because you kept asking where you could get stuff, and people would be like, "You see that storm cloud of balloons over there? That's where you can get it."
I could have sworn it was me asking her like how we could get help in our fight against the witches.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And I
that
think she
specifically.
told me.
She said either you can get information from, and I can look up his name because I can't remember it at the moment, but you either can go two ways: get information from X or get items from Y. And
Fucking-
items was Charm, and y'all went with Charm.
It's fucking Clabberclaw. Clabberclaw knew about the rebellion as well. I'm pretty sure.
Would have. Yes.
Yes, I'm pretty sure
Yes.
Clabberclaw also knew about the rebellion. But my character just did not like Clabberclaw in the slightest.
Yeah, fucking hated him so
My
much.
character hated Clabberclaw because Clabberclaw in a lot of ways represented a lot of things my character wasn't and was the opposite of. Because my character was very much about like chaos and tilting the tides and devastation, and Clabberclaw was very much about like no passivity, surrender,
Kind of depressed.
powerlessness, and I was just like you're all of my thematic opposites.
I must hate you.
I must hate you. And honestly, that's what it was. It was more of the thematic thing that I was just like, Clabberclaw is just like not the shroud at all.
Yeah.
So bullywugs are here.
Downfall.
Herringon are here.
Britain's tollway.
Crocodilians are where there's water. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking that's either the center of the map or actually the southern tip where there's like actually a pretty...
Well, there's crocodilians in Downfall now. We all met them.
There's crocodilians in Downfall, but they relocated from somewhere else. Because they weren't in Downfall before, to our knowledge. There's a bunch of water here in this center point.
In the wilds.
And
The wilds of Hither is what I'll call them.
well, there's also these 3 branches here, which I can definitely see these being controlled by the crocodilians. And so since they're down there in the deep south,
We've also...
the down under.
Oh my god, I should have given him like soft Georgian, southern Georgian accent. They're like lazy.
Well, they could totally still be like down under because they're like from way the fuck down here. Down under, because they're all Australian, right? Yeah. So they could totally be from like down
That's
fucking
hilarious.
here. And it actually makes perfect sense because if the bullywugs were up here, then they were kind of geographically protected until Bavlorna, who's right here, takes some of these people and relocates them way the fuck up here to where there's a whole town of defenseless bullywugs who get shredded by these crocodilians, I assume. And not only that, the crocodilians, I guess Bruno has a magical axe that can like slay undead because they're like spell breaking these chattering heads and like actually killing them.
Oh.
And
I was like, where's this magical axe thing coming from? Oh, right, the breaking of the curse.
Right. Unless that wasn't Bruno, but we assumed it was Bruno because the heads were like violently set upon. So all I'm saying is we haven't really identified where they are, but like as a player, the assumption is that they originated from somewhere in Hither.
What if, oh my god, what if we did a one-shot where everyone was one of Bavlorna's minions in our house?
Ooh, I would love to do that. I think I said something about like we could be the fucking what were they called?
Lornlings.
Lornlings.
Yeah.
But the Lornlings can do stuff, right? Can't they like shapeshift and
They have
shit?
some abilities, yeah.
We could like see what Bavlorna's up to by playing her Lornlings as she's investigating things. from home, being a lazy turd. The Pact of the Chain Warlock. Oh. You know who else is here that we haven't explored? There is a goblin on Ptolemy Hill, and we haven't established where goblins come from.
Correct.
So there could totally be a goblin civilization somewhere in here. And you know what would be kind of cool? Is you could put the goblins underground almost anywhere you wanted. But because it's a swamp, the most interesting place to me seems to be these mountains.
These hills?
These hills or this or like maybe
in
here, yeah.
They live in the cliffs above the lake.
Near this thing. So there are goblin civilizations we could encounter, which suggests that there may be like hobgoblins about. I mean, it kind of depends on how you want to flavor goblins. The crocodilians could be from down under.
Crocodilians.
Yes, that would be very cool because player perspective, Lorna's big book of bad blood was a lot of information that we had very little context for, which I think was the point. But it would be cool now that that has sort of been set up, we got a glimpse of it, to do a one-shot where we can kind of like understand a little bit who these characters are, maybe what some of the relationships between them are, what the book actually meant from a perspective that our characters wouldn't necessarily have, but could help inform our decisions because we now have an understanding of like the setting and who the characters are. Blah, 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 blah. Right. I don't know. I think it would be.
These are a lot of good ideas. I'm just processing. That's an excellent. As you were talking, I immediately knew how to incorporate the book more, to explain it more to y'all.
Cool.